I thought I'd start my spring yard tour just walking up my front walk. On each side of the walk I have miniature Nandinas, and in between each Nandina is a hosta. And so it was just a good way to fill in a lot of space that comes back every year. Over here to the left is just a square flower bed. We have flowering azaleas on each corner. We raised a bird bath in the center and surrounded that by hostas that come up every year. And so our front door, we have some little ceramic pots that I put that rose moss in. We have lots of heat and humidity, and these are about the only things that really survive here in the Mid-South. And just have two big urns on each side of the door, and those are sweet potato vines. And the top pots, I have just some daylilies. Those come back every year, and another way to fill in space without a lot of extra money each year. And then around each daylily and sweet potato vine is just some bedding plants that I have kind of filled in. Here's a picture of my mailbox. It's 100% sun all summer long, and so I usually try to always put the rose moss in here and then try to find bedding plants that are full sun, because it's just the only thing that will mostly live no matter how much you water. And here in another month, come July, everything is still burnt up even though we water every day. This is one of my favorite trees in the whole yard. This is a Japanese maple that has just really, it's just beautiful different times of the year. It just changes colors. But it's just, underneath it we have just a little corner flower bed that has 3 bunches of monkey grass. And we did plant a few impatiens because they do survive in the shade. And then just in a little cherub concrete bird bath. And here's another little spot that I have a flag hanging and a little praying angel. I've got several little things like that around the yard, and that's why I pick up those little garden flags every time I see them, because I have several just all throughout the front and backyard. This is a little rectangle flower bed beside the garage. It's got a couple big bunches of monkey grass and another azalea down there at the bottom. The little girl down there is from my mother's yard that I got before I sold her house, and just some other little garden flag and other little rabbits and things around. And as we pan around, these are our tomatoes. 2 big plants on each side, and the center one right here is a cherry tomato. And so those are tomatoes that we will be having here in just a matter of a few weeks. And this is beyond the fence, and this is our garden this year. We have got squash planted, we've got pole beans planted, he's got a little bit of corn, which even after 15 years we've yet to harvest corn because somebody eats it. We don't know what. But let's see, I don't know what all he's planted. I know it's squash, green beans, and I know up here on these strings I had him plant me some gourds. I don't know why. I want to play around with them. I want to dry them out and see if I can do something with them. And I see some squash flat blooms over there. So, oh, and maybe some cucumbers. But anyway, not a whole lot. That's our garden beyond the fence. And I thought I'd give you just a little shot. I'm not going to get too close because I don't have protective clothing on. But my husband has just started beekeeping, and just going to show you his hives. He's got 2. And he's getting ready to put another box on top, so there'll be 3 boxes high. But those are his honeybees, and so we'll be harvesting honey here in the next couple of months. You can see our little honeybees just working away. Here we are coming in the backyard. I got a big flower bed to the right of me and a big fountain, and the hostas have came in. And this is always full sun, and so the plants really do struggle this time of year. Over here on the patio, I have 2 big planters that used to be at my front door that I just fill up with 4 or 5 different types of full sun plants, and those always look really pretty. One on this side. This is a new addition this year. We bought, let's see, 5 tops of bird baths and planted them all around. Placed them all around the pool, and they just look really pretty. We really love the way those have turned out. We just put full sun in there, 5 or 6 things, and I can't remember what those grass things are we always put in the center, but those are always real pretty when it's bright sun out. These pots are new this year. I don't know the name of these plants. These are kind of like Guinea impatiens or something like that, but whatever they are, it's full sun and they seem to do okay up until about next month, and that's when they'll start suffering a little bit, but they look really pretty right now. Here's one corner of the fenced in around the pool. This is a little corner flower bed that we've actually reduced in about half the size. We filled it with some red salvia. I have a tall trellis back there that you really can't see, and so we planted a flowering clematis back there, and so that clematis will eventually just cover up that trellis and it'll look really pretty a couple times a year when it blooms. And just 2 big bunches of monkey grass. This is another cherub water fountain that was from my mother's yard that I pulled out before I sold her house, and so it reminds me of her every time I look at it. And this little bed over here is really my herb garden, and my husband planted a bunch of onions or scallions in the front of it, so it kind of looks funny, but we're getting ready to pull those onions up. But behind it is some basil that we really do enjoy making pizzas and stuff. And back here are 2 strawberry plants that we just have no luck here. We have so many squirrels in our yard that the second they see red, the strawberries are gone. So after 15 years, we have yet to harvest any strawberries. This is usually where I plant any kind of herb. And last but not least, this is coming up on the other side of the pool. This is a flower bed we put in last year, and we've just got monkey grass on all 4 corners. And this is actually a mum I need to pull up that's kind of came up this year, but I usually try to put in miniature mums during the fall. But these are just some full sun bedding plants that just really struggle all year. Even the hostas don't want to come up because it's so hot. And that is our fire pit over there. So that is our yard for this spring 2015.